Well, taking a look at your top story, the Democratic Alliance today staged a protest outside the Gupta family residence in Johannesburg. The protest was led by Democratic Alliance leader Mmusi Maimane. DA's protest violated the agreement with South African Police Service, where they admitted not to hold the protest, or rather to hold the protest 900 meters away from the Gupta family residence. However, DA maintains that they did not breach any law. The protest was against alleged state capture.
There was a court case which then allowed us to say we can have a small delegation that can come to the house. If you noticed, we started marching down there with the rest of our activists, and we've left them there. The leadership of the DA is here, obviously with a bit of police security, because we've had people threatened outside this house just by even walking past it. So that was the ruling from the court case. We have not violated the court case. If you know anything about the DA, we stand by the rule of law, and what was the ruling that was given, we've literally lived up to it without deviating from it.
Earlier speaking to ANN7, JMPD had confirmed the marchers were not allowed to march near the house, but the marchers continued their march right in front of the Gupta residence.
Yes, application should be done at least 7 days prior to the protest march, and then there must be agreement upon activity, particularly such as the route and also the behavior of the participants, and also where a memorandum will be handed over if necessary. But in this particular case, there will be no march. There will only be picketing at the Zoo Lake.
Well, joining us now on the phone line is Black First, Land First Movement National Spokesperson Lindsay Marstorp. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here on ANN7. Now, just give us your opinion on the DA actually violating the agreement with the South African Police Service and going closer to the Gupta family home than 900 meters.
I mean, thank you firstly for having us. We note that Democratic Alliance remains a racist anti-black organization that continues to defeat the ends of justice by actually violating the court's order that they not go within 900 meters of the Gupta house. But also we must understand that how does the Democratic Alliance obtain a right to march on such a short period of time? Do you know that to march to Remgro, we only got that on appeal after fighting the courts on our right to protest last week? Then how does the Democratic Alliance become able to get this right to march within such a short space of time? But we must also note the hypocrisy of South African Council of Churches, their economic freedom fighters, and other institutions and entities that have remained silent. Remember when PLF marched to the journalist or the fake news propagator's house, and we were told that we should not go to people's houses, we should respect their privacy, their dignity, their families, their children, and so forth. How then does it become right for an anti-black racist organization, the Democratic Alliance, to obtain this right to march and then still violate it, going close to the Gupta's house and defy the court order? This again shows that South Africa's laws are inherently anti-black and they are racist. They maintain the right of white organizations' right to protest and go against black people's rights to privacy and defy court orders, while when black organizations like the Black First, Land First Revolutionary Movement marches to racist journalists' houses who maintain an anti-black sentiment within the media, we are then told that we are not supposed to do that, we are violating people's privacy. It shows that the courts are anti-black. It shows that the Democratic Alliance does not care about black people. In fact, when Democratic Alliance advocates its policies, it advocates for white rights and entrenches white theft and white land theft. But when it goes to march, it drags black people into these marches with these stooges like Mmusi Maimane. It again shows that the Democratic Alliance remains an anti-black organization, and it will never put the people of South Africa, the black majority, first in this country.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the phone line. That was Black First, Land First Movement National Spokesperson Lindsay Marstorp. The Pan-Africanist Congress has slammed the Democratic Alliance for staging the protest outside the Gupta residence, calling it an invasion of privacy.
The PAC is worried with the double standard of the DA. You'll remember that a few months ago, the DA also initiated and executed the same campaign of going to the private homes of journalists And the media was against this particular campaign to say that the BLF was wrong, and indeed it was wrong. And it cannot be right today because it is initiated and executed by the DA. And we are worried that many media houses also seem to be downplaying or undermining the effect of what the DA is doing today. As the PAC, we believe that there is no one who is privileged to march to other person or to other person's private homes or private property. The DA with other political parties, with us, and those especially who are in the parliament, they were supposed to be in the parliament today to ensure that the KPMG account for whatever corruption they have been embroiled in. So we are so much worried that they are so choosy when it comes to issues. Just in 2012, when 34 mine workers were killed, they were nowhere to be found. They never even marched to loan min offices, even today. But they wanted us to go to private homes of Gupta. We do not know what inspire or what fuels this, but we believe that they are now showing their true colors. They are under severe pressure. They are being handled somewhere.
Meanwhile, the DA has been slammed on social media over their march right outside the Gupta's residence. Mohale Maeko says that the march is just wrong at all levels. We said that with BLF march to journalist homes as well, #DA march. Well, Siagiso says a few months ago, BLF marched to Bruce's home and everyone, including the court, said it was wrong, but look at our DA. Sheila Mabo says why there is a discrimination between BLF and DA. How can our DA get a permission within a single day? Lucian Paul once says, is this humanity where 1,000 people are going to protest in front of a house where ladies and children are staying? Valesa Nkatlo said, Musi Maimane, how can you get a permission in one day? A standard rule is 7 days. Man, the real state capture is DA and not Zuma.